Hello and welcome to your heart opening practice. For this practice, we're going to be going through some gentle asana, followed by some pranayama to help open up the heart space area. This practice is going to be seated, so you might want to set yourself up in a way that will be supportive to be here for a short time. So if you're close to the ground, maybe you want to grab a cushion, a block, or a meditation cushion so that your hips are a little bit elevated so your knees can drop. Allowing you to be in a loose cross of the legs, or maybe your legs are gently out in front of you, but not locked out. Or if you're on a chair, you can take a seat, being close to the back of the chair, but not leaning against it. And with the feet planted on the ground, knees probably at a right angle. So go ahead and set yourself up in whichever one you choose. I'll just give you a moment to do that. Once you're there, your sit bones are going to be your foundation or your base of your practice. So I'm just going to find our sit bones and be stable here. Become aware of where they are and where you're situated and how you're supported. And then from there, noticing how supported your legs and feet are. So if you're on a chair, your feet are going to be planted and grounded by the ground. If you're close to the ground, with a loose cross of the legs, you're supported with any contact that the legs and feet have to the ground. Settle in here. Allow the bottom half of the body to find stability and stillness. And then starting to let the spine gently lift out of the hips to find some length. So creating tiny little pockets of space all the way up the spine, up the back of the neck. And imagining that continues from the crown of the head. So your shoulders can drop on either side of that central column here. Maybe starting to let the spine find some stability, stillness. So you're lifting out of the hips, but sustainably, even in a tiny, small movement. Not straining. You can soften the gaze downwards or close down the eyes, whatever feels comfortable here and now. Start to let your attention and awareness come from wherever it might be now, gathering it up together, and allowing that attention and awareness to come closer and closer to the physical body. Until you're ready to take it within, to land within the physical body. Notice any sensation here, any movement that you might notice, or anything else. Just notice these things one by one. And let them go. Start to let that tension from the physical body come away and turn even further inwards to land with your breath. Exactly as it is now, without any intentional change. Notice how the breath wants to move right now. And now the breath finds a familiar and consistent pattern. Let your attention come from breath back together with the physical body. And bringing both breath and body back into your immediate space. And introducing movement back to the body, maybe through hands and feet, arms and legs. Shoulders, back and neck. The eyes are still closed, maybe tipping the head downwards. Blink open the eyes as you feel ready. And bring the gaze up as you feel ready to, taking in color, shape, and light. As we begin our practice, let's start very gently by opening out the sides of the body through a side bend. So, to prepare ourselves, we want both hands on the outsides of the hips with a bit of a gap. So enough that you can bend into either elbow. So we've got a bit of a gap. We'll start with the right hand first, so maybe coming onto fingertips or maybe more of the hand, depending on how high or low you are to the ground, or onto the edge of the chair. Take an exhale here, leaning into the right a little bit. Inhale, send your left arm out to the side, up, reach it up, and as you exhale, bend into that right elbow. Left arm reaches up and over. So you're reaching up out of the left hip, through the left side, up through the left arm into the hands. Let the breath travel into that side of the body. Right shoulder comes away from right ear. One more inhale to reach. Exhale to press up. Let the left arm come up and back down. Coming over to the left hand side now. So allowing the left fingertips or more of the hand to connect to the ground, or hands on, or the hand is leaning on the edge of the left hand side of the chair. Leaning into the left side slightly. Exhale completely here. Inhale, right arm comes up. And exhale, bend into that left elbow to reach the right arm up and over. Reach is coming from the right hand side of the body, up through the right arm and into the hand. Let the breath travel and expand the right hand side of the body. Steady and smooth breath. One more inhale here to reach. Exhale to press up, let your right arm come up and back down. Move into the back, neck and shoulders any way that feels good to you now. And loosen up the breath. I'm going to come into a seated version of cat-cow. One way to I'll come and guide you from the side so you can see. So essentially, we're going to inhale, let the heart space reach up, gaze comes up, we open up part of the body, and at the same time, the pelvis tilts forwards. Then we're going to come into our cat, rounding everything forwards. So exhale completely here, hands are comfortable wherever they are. They might be useful gently on the knees or thighs. Exhale completely here. As you inhale, let the heart space lift up, shoulders drop down, the chest opens up and rises, gaze comes up, and the pelvis tilts forwards so that the tailbone presses back. As you exhale, we're going to straighten up and then through the other way, tuck the chin, round the shoulders forwards, tuck the pelvis under. Next time you feel to inhale, inhale to come up and out, shoulders roll up and down, heart shines forwards and up, gaze comes up, tailbone presses out and back behind you. Exhale to tuck everything under. Chin comes under, shoulders round forward, tailbone tucks under. 3 more like this at your own pace, using your breath as your guide. Your inhale sees you come up and out. And your exhale sees you rounding everything under. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And straighten up into a steady, stable spine back again. So from here, we're going to add to that little expansion of the heart space by reaching up, coming down into cactus arms. So reaching up, extending that reach, and then really pushing the elbows back behind us as we come down into cactus arms. So you can see here, I'm really pushing the heart space forwards with the elbows pressing back. So when you're ready, exhale completely here, still in your seated position, hands on thighs or knees comfortably. Exhale completely here. Inhale, the arms come out in front of you, reaching all the way up. As you exhale, we want to spread the arms and elbows away, so elbows start to bend. Press the elbows back, heart space presses forwards and up. Inhale to bring the arms back up to reaching. And exhale back down into cactus arms. Elbows bent, heart space shines forwards. Inhale up, reaching both arms up again. And when you're ready to exhale, bring the arms back down into at a 90-degree angle in your cactus arms, pressing the elbows forward, backwards, and the heart space forwards and up. 3 more like this. Inhale when you're ready to reach up. Exhale, pressing down to cactus arms, elbows press back, heart space shines forwards and up. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more like this. Inhale to bring the arms back down, up, and then exhale, bring them back down in front of you. And to add to this, we're coming into a seated forward fold. So if your legs are loosely crossed, you'll be fine here. If you're on a chair, maybe letting the knees come away a bit more, so you've got more space and room to come forwards. So bringing the knees to come apart, maybe to the corners of the chair, or a bit wider, depending on how that feels comfortable for you. So exhale completely here. Inhale to bring the breath up into the heart space. You've got a gentle lift. And exhale to fold forward at your hip, exactly as you would in a standing forward fold, but now you're seated. Hands are on thighs and knees and coming forwards. Or if your hips are lifted and elevated a bit higher, and it doesn't feel so stable having the hands on knees, let the hands come down towards the ground. But keeping some length and strength in the back and folding forwards, reaching with the heart space rather than the shoulders, so there's no rounding. And folding forwards. Steady and smooth breath here. Exhale completely here. Inhale to slowly press yourself back up. And exhale while you're here. Steady and smooth breath. Maybe bringing the knees back in if they were widened on the chair. Make any adjustments that you might need to in your seat, whether you're seated with the legs crossed or in a chair. Stabilizing beneath the sit bones once again. Stable and steady spine, gentle length that runs all the way up. We'll settle in for your gentle pranayama. Maybe softening the gaze downwards or closing down eyes, whatever feels most comfortable for you now. Bringing your awareness back again to land within the physical body. Becoming aware of any sensation here. And awareness starts to notice the physical body and any sensations that come along. Then starting to bring that awareness and tension from physical body even further inwards back to your breath. Noticing the breath exactly as it is now, without any intentional change. Notice as the breath finds something familiar, something consistent. you're here, starting to now notice where the breath may be felt the most, as in, is there any physical space in your body that you can feel the breath most? And as you notice from the space, wherever it might be now, on your next exhale, help it loosen its grip around that space. And with each inhale, letting your breath become fuller and fuller. As each exhale releases and loosens its grip, it enables your inhale to become fuller and more complete. Noticing if that inhale can take up more space, wherever that might be, maybe the belly, the chest, the ribs. If it hasn't already, start to now let the breath, become aware of more of the breath and how it's moving without changing it. On your next exhale, see if you can let it float down and down and down further into the body, down into the belly, down into the lower part of the belly, even circling around the hip. So that your inhale can gently bring it up, back up, to float up and take up space, up into the belly and the chest. Not forcing the breath, but encouraging it that way. Continuing like this to allow and visualize the breath being floated down as you exhale, deep into the body, deep into the belly. And then your inhale, gently float it back up, nudge it back up, taking up space as it goes. Finding a smooth and steady pattern of a complete and released exhale. Next exhale, starting to notice what form has this breath being floated down taken. You can take any form that comes to your mind, whatever feels natural to you, if any form at all. Maybe you just have a sense of it. Steady and smooth breath. And as your inhale and exhale find something slow and smooth and steady, fills up more of the belly each time, fills up more of the chest and ribs each time. Start to now visualize a medium green color surrounding the area where your breath is. Maybe it colors the breath that color, but whatever way that looks and feels to you in your mind's eye. A medium green. Reason for the green is that it's representing the heart chakra. And a medium kind of grassy green is what represents that. So allowing the breath to move up, float up as you inhale. Fill space. And exhale slowly to float downwards. Continuing for a few rounds of your own breath. Seeing what ways this green color is manifesting its way. Particularly allowing the breath to really take up space and spread in the heart space, so the ribs around the heart, the sides of the ribs, back. Let it all soften and drop back down as you exhale. Inhaling to let that breath fill and rise along with that color. Exhale to let it off, slowly float downwards. 3 more like this at your own pace. Not forcing the breath in any way, but each time allowing it to find more space as you inhale. And find more length as you exhale. 2 more. Next exhale comes to a close, letting go of that movement of breath, directing it in any way, and letting go of that color, letting it dissipate and spread. Letting your breath find whatever stable rhythm it wants to go to. As you're here, I'm going to start to close this container of our practice. Bringing in the sound vibration of Om. You can listen or you can join. Exhale completely. Inhale for Om. Om. And now bring breath and body back together. And bringing both back into your space. Introducing movement in small ways, maybe through hands and feet, arms and legs, shoulders, back and neck. If the eyes are still closed, maybe starting to tilt the head forwards or downwards. Blink open the eyes as you feel ready to. And bring the gaze up, taking in color, shape, and light. I hope that practice was supportive for you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.